Hello and welcome to What's in this week's Oban Times with me, Fiona Scott.
Me, Kathie Griffiths.
And me, Ellis Butcher.
Good morning, all.
Hello.
Morning.
We're all happy today because there was great news yesterday with the announcement that restrictions were going to be lowered on Monday to level 2, which was absolutely fantastic. I can tell how stunned you all are about that.
I'm thinking about all the hugs I'm going to get. I'm going to go around and be a serial hugger. No, I'm not, because we still have to be cautious and careful and think about who we're going to hug. I retract that statement.
Of course we do. So, yeah, before this was announced yesterday, last weekend, I took a trip down to Inveraray to find out how guests and staff at the Loch Fyne Hotel were taken to the reopening of hospitality, which of course was already allowed to have a limited opening with not serving alcohol inside. So that was a great trip, and it was really interesting to find out what everybody thought about it. So you can read about that in this week's Oban Times. Also, sports on the move again. We're getting a wee bit more action. And this week we've got quite a packed sports section. A couple of pages there again with news of Dalmally Golf Club, Oban Saints Juniors, Oban Bowling Club and Oban High School of Rugby. So plenty more of that in the weeks to come by the looks of things as well. Kathie, what have you been up to?
So I've been chatting to Oban taxi driver Peter Miller. He's back on the road to recovery thanks to his wonderful NHS heroes. Peter contracted COVID last April. He was so ill that his family were actually told to say their goodbyes. But thanks to all the wonderful care he's had, he is back at home. He's back behind the wheel on the taxi rank, and he's been raising money for the ambulance crew who helped play a role in saving his life. And he's got other plans to raise more money for Oban Hospital and the hospital in Glasgow, who helped him survive. So there we go. So that's a really lovely story. And then also a quick shout out to Adventure Oban and their 1 Million Miles project, because they're starting a week-long beach clean, coastal clean campaign this Saturday. So you can go onto their Facebook, check it out, and they're encouraging groups to sign up and get out there and clean up the coast. There we go.
Great stuff. Ellis, have you been working this week?
I've been working on it. I've done the odd story. Yes. In between.
I only said that because I know how hard you've been working this week.
Do you know what? I had the absolute pleasure this week to speak to a young lad. He's only 12-year-old from Oban called Kyle Jeffery. Now, a lot of people won't have heard of Kyle because, as I said, he's only 12 years old and he's still at school. But I tell you what, you need to check out the Oban Times this week, because this young lad is going to the top of photography. I'm absolutely certain of it. He's really into outdoor and wildlife photography. And believe it or not, even though there was a lockdown, he managed to turn that into a positive, because he'd always been interested in photography. But the lockdown actually allowed him to focus on his craft a bit more. And we've got a big picture spread in the Oban Times this week. And I've had a chat with Kyle and his mum, Joy. And we've also spoken to Kevin McGlynn, who is very well known in Oban. He's a seasoned photographer of 40 years. And he says Kyle's going to be a star of the future. So look out. Remember the name Kyle Jeffery, because he's very, very talented.
Well, Kevin McGlynn said Bob McIntyre was going to be a star of the future many years ago. So Kyle's on a good thing there. Well done. So, yeah, loads of action. Can we say it's an action-packed edition this week?
Why not?
Yeah,
brimming with news and brilliant pictures.
So, yeah, and to read all this week's stories, you can pick up a copy of the Oban Times from supermarkets, essential local stores and petrol stations. You can read our stories online at www.obantimes.co.uk, and you can subscribe to our page-turning digital edition there as well. Here at the Oban Times, we're always happy to hear from you, so stay in touch, tell us your stories and share your photos. You can contact us by calling 01631 568 000 or by emailing editor@obantimes.co.uk. You can also message us on Facebook. So until next time, it's goodbye from me, Fiona Scott.
Goodbye from me, Kathie Griffiths.
And goodbye from me, Ellis Butcher.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.